Okay, very good morning to all the Soul members and welcome to the first webisode edition of the Connect with Soul series. I, on behalf of Tata Motors, welcome you all to the first webisode. Hope you all are all good and at home and staying safe. To kickstart our first edition, we are going to relive the soul journeys and revisit the soul experiences. This will be a throwback to the iconic Drives 2019 from the lens of all our soul explorers as our esteemed panelists. We have our special members of the soul community on board today with us who will be sharing their exciting experiences from the previous soul expeditions. There are a few protocols though that I'll just go through in less than 30 to 35 seconds. We'll maintain the hygiene. Please ensure that you have high-speed internet. During the session, please keep your microphone on mute. Just in case if you have a question or anything, you can put it in the chat box and the panelist will respond to you. If the panelists have a question, please raise your hand. Let's not interrupt each other so that at least there's a hygiene maintained. Don't leave the session in between and don't put too many there won't be any entry for the non-registered participants here. Just as we start, we'll go through one small poll for everyone. Let's have a Saturday morning starting with a poll. And you can all answer. Which kinds of road do you love to drive on? And what kind of a traveler are you? These are two questions. Another 30 seconds to go, and then we'll show the results of this. Another 10 seconds. Let's display the results, please. Wow, 85% people want to drive in the hilly terrains. And 33% and 55% are saying all of the above. Are self-explorer, they want to travel with friends, they want to travel with family. What a way to start off with. Everyone wants to go out. I think so everyone is staying home. And once the pandemic opens, I think so everyone is going to hit the Himalayas right now. With this, I would like to bring on our guest today and the speaker, Mr. Nakul Gupta, Head UV Marketing, Tata Motors. Over to you, Nakul.
Sorry, I think I was on mute. Thank you, Amol. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first webinar, the Connect with Soul program, as we call it, which is an opportunity for all of us to connect with Soul members across the country. It's a slightly different way of connecting, not something which comes naturally to us, because we are all about being in the wild and being with nature and exploring new things there. But I think COVID is teaching each one of us something new, and we also thought we should find ways of connecting with you. I think Soul as a community has all been about exploring new stuff, right from the time that it was introduced in 2012, when we only had Safari in our portfolio. It was called the Safari Owners United League, which was built as a community to engage with like-minded people, to explore new places, build bonds, connect with people who have similar thoughts in mind, and also explore the beauty that our country has to offer. I think as we've expanded our portfolio of SUVs, we've expanded the Soul community as well. And now it's the SUV Owners United League, as we call it. And with the addition of Hexa and Harrier in the family, I think we're all very delighted that this community is just growing bigger and bigger and from strength to strength. Our endeavor is to make this a comprehensive community with diverse offerings. So we have the iconic drives, which we do across the year, four of them. And like last year, we added the weekender drives in different parts of the country, which is also adding a whole new element and increasing the amount of people who can actually participate and enjoy these drives. Before I move further, I'd like to introduce the team, which is really the backbone of all the work that really happens and how it's culminating. So first, I'd like to introduce my colleagues from Tata Motors, Prerna Mittal and Geetak Rajpal, who are the brand managers and the entire organizers of this platform, and who really keep this platform vibrant from day to day and going from strength to strength. We also have on board a new partner, event on-ground partner, Velocity Brand Services. They've joined us this year. And we have Amol Desai, Aril Sharma, and Mahima Mathur from the team of Velocity. And thank you guys. Wonderful to have you guys here on this platform. I think they have a very deep experience of over 18 years in organizing such drives and creating brands for different organizations. And we are happy to partner with them in this new journey. We also have amongst us today Mr. Vivek Srivats, our head of marketing in the passenger vehicles business in Tata Motors, who really guides us and inspires us to explore new things and to take Soul from one height to the other. Without further ado, I'd like to hand it over to Vivek to just share his thoughts on the Soul program, and then maybe I'll take it back from him. Over to you, Vivek.
Thank you very much, Nakul. And for me, it's an absolute pleasure to interact with all the members of Soul this way. I'm, I think, one of the lucky people who have been on one or two of the Soul drives, and I can imagine what a contrast it is, to meeting personally in really unique locations across our beautiful country, to meeting on the webinar. But having said that, I think this is the best that we can do now, and this 1 hour on a Saturday morning with like-minded people is going to be really enriching and exciting. Thank you everybody for joining us today on this webinar. And like Nakul said, it's a sign of the changing times that we need to adapt, and who better than Soul members to adapt to the challenging terrain that comes rather unexpectedly in front of us. So thank you again for joining. For Tata Motors, it's been a very, very eventful few years, and especially the last 6 months have been extremely interesting, challenging, I would say. In the month of January, we actually probably were the first manufacturer that I know across the world who revamped its entire portfolio in one go. And we called the new portfolio the New Forever portfolio. We have a range of 5 cars now, which is significantly more sharper and reduced from the huge range which we used to have earlier. But we have very strong pillars now in each of these 5 products. These 5 products are unified by their design, by their focus on safety, and also the focus on being constantly renewable. And that's why we call them New Forever. The personality that we want to imbibe with Tata Motors going forward is that our vehicles will always be ahead of times. We'll continuously introduce product improvements, new variants, new limited editions, so that our customers are always excited by what's going to come ahead of us. This was a little bit of a weak point of Tata Motors in the past, where we have not paid enough attention to renewing our portfolio, enough attention to keep our portfolio very excitable, I would say. And I can share with our soul members now that we will go to the other extreme of the pendulum and be extremely active in terms of how we keep renewing our portfolio. In coming to Soul, like Nakul said, we started off as Safari Owner United League, but then we wanted to obviously broad base it further, both in terms of the kind of product owners that we want to integrate, but also the the very spirit of Soul had to be broad based. Yeah, and the survey that we started off with, honestly, I was not aware that the team had prepared this survey, but the results actually validated what exactly we are going to do with Soul. We have done so far and what we are going to do with Soul. Firstly, obviously, from only Safari, we've added the Hexa to it. We've added the Harrier, and soon we'll add one more premium product, which is going to be launched probably in the next 6 months into it. So broad base the ownership, but also you'll see that the kind of activities we are going to do around Soul is going to be hugely broad based. I was very surprised that um, you know driving on slushy roads was actually 0%. Slushy roads is actually the very essence of 4x4, but it is just a sign of times that how SUV ownership and the spirit of SUV ownership has changed substantially. Probably 15, 20 years back, even if you look at the advertising we used to do for Safari and then the Storm and, other manufacturers as well, SUVs used to be known for going off-road into slush, into mud. But now SUVs have changed. They are largely urban machines, which also allow you to go in safely into off-road, safely tackle hilly conditions and slightly challenging roads. And that is how across the world, in fact, SUVs have evolved, from a very hardcore individualistic kind of a product portfolio. It has become a lot more inclusive, inclusive with family, inclusive with friends. And again, the second question validates our thinking in this, where all of you have voted saying that, most of you have voted saying, I would like to go out with family, friends, all of the above, basically. And that is the direction we want to take with Soul. So you will see going forward that on one side, of course, we'll have our iconic drives, which combine many things, challenging conditions, which stretch your machine, stretch yourself as drivers, allows you to explore different parts of our beautiful country. But the team will start working on other aspects of drives as well. It could be exploring forests, it could be enhancing your other skills, it could be photography or tree planting or ornithology and many other things, which we want to really link up closely into Soul, so that it becomes a platform where all of us get enriched ourselves, enrich our souls actually. um, the other one element that I personally want all of us to begin to do is to start giving back to the community. Can we start bettering the communities which we visit in our drives? Can we give back to the villages that we pass through? It is something that we have started thinking of, and I'd really like all of you as part of Soul community to give us ideas on how to do this. uh, Maybe different ways. We can probably take an hour off and educate children. We can take some time off and probably clean up a patch of beautiful forest. Many things can be done, and that is one area which I'd like all of you to think, give us ideas, and also help us contribute. The other area, I'm sure Nakul will touch on it in the future, is how to start integrating the local owner groups. While we have Soul as a flagship kind of organization across the country, there are many city-based groups. How do we work with them parallelly? How do we get them also involved into Soul, so that there's a big synergy which happens, so that all the good messages and good activities that we do using Soul is percolated downwards. Now I'll also share something about how we want Soul to evolve in the future. And today the password is digitization. And gradually we want to take Tata Motors customer engagement onto a digital platform. So, normally our understanding is digital is to just introduce an app, but probably we want to go much beyond that. Um, of course, an app could be the start point, but getting a lot of customer data, probably doing these kind of webinars using the app, and a lot of customer interaction, soul member interaction, um, over digital. So digitalization of the soul platform is something you can really look forward to. And I would also appreciate if you can support us in that. That will help us really reach out to many more people. It can make our community a lot more inclusive, lot more engaging, and also it allows us to kind of introduce new products into our portfolio, allows us to uh, really stretch across new parts of our country in a much more organic and much more involving manner. So this is a little bit about our vision for the soul. And with this, I want to thank again the core members of Soul, the important members of Soul who kind of kept motivating me and my team to stretch ourselves to give you better experiences. Many thanks to my own team, headed by Nakul, of course, Prerna and Geetak, who made Soul what it is today. I don't know if many of you know, we started off in our revamping exercise of Soul. We started with about 1,000 members. It is 15,000 members strong now. And we've not spent money in getting members. It's purely because of the experience and the kind of pure, pure adrenaline that we provide through the Soul community that we've expanded. And we want to make it bigger and bigger, but without losing the core element of Soul. So thank you everybody again. It's an absolute pleasure to speak and meet all of you despite less than ideal conditions. But like I said at the beginning, this is the best that we can do today. So wishing you very soon a lot of driving, adventurous driving. But till then, be safe, be with your family, and let's spread positivity around us. Thank you. Back to you, Nakul.
Thank you, Vivek. So I think we'll now dig deeper into reminiscing some of the old drives that we had. And last year was quite a busy calendar for us. So we did, as I mentioned, 4 iconic drives, one of which was actually an international drive where we crossed borders and went all the way to Bhutan with a group of Soul members. And then we also introduced last year a format called the Weekenders. So where we got feedback from customers that they're not Soul members, that they're not really able to take out those 10 days of time which an iconic drive demands. And hence we created these weekender drives across the length and breadth of the country. In north, we covered Chambal, we traveled to Rishikesh. In south, we traveled to Coorg, we traveled to Thirangambadi in Tamil Nadu, we traveled to Thekadi in Kerala. In east, we traveled to the Sundarbans, the wonderful Sundarbans that we have. And in west, Bombay and Pune Soul members actually traveled all the way to Nasik. So I think we had similar plans this year as well. Unfortunately, with COVID, I think there's a little bit of change that we have to do. And we were really looking forward to adding new places like Shekhawati, Adilabad, Bhandardara, etc. in our program. But so be it. I think COVID has forced us to think differently. So I think once things open up, you can expect us to do another short-term format, which is going to be the Soul City Tours, where we are going to take you around to more smaller drives within the city, and help you explore the cities that you live in a very different manner. So I would not like to delve too much deeper into it today, because the idea is to look back and reminisce some of the experiences of the Soul members. Uh, the Connect with Soul program, which we are into today, I think this is the first webinar, and we'll have multiple sessions, as Vivek mentioned, about photography, about a virtual travelogue, about places that you may be thinking of visiting once things open up, some insights into those kind of places. I'm quite sure we will come out very strongly out of this entire COVID situation, and as strong and better explorers, I'm quite looking forward to the kind of experiences that lie ahead of us. For the panel discussion today, we were thinking of who should be moderating this session. And we thought it's best that we get one of the sole members to actually moderate the discussion. And that's where we thought of Imroz Beg, and we requested his presence. Imroz happens to be a sole member himself and an avid explorer. It's the fourth Tata vehicle that he actually owns. However, I can jokingly comment that he actually turned from boy to man when he purchased his Tata Safari in 2014 or 15 sometime. And he's just grown in his manhood ever since. And I think now he owns his second Safari. And this is his photograph of him going to Bhutan with the Harrier, where he actually, for record's sake, is the first sole member to travel with the Harrier across India, across the international border and into Bhutan. So he's a veteran of 3 sole drives actually. He was there in the jungle trail, which we conducted in 2017. Then 2018, he was there in Tawang, in Northeast. And then in 2019, he traveled to Bhutan as well. So I think a wonderful couple. I've had the pleasure of traveling with him and Soma his wife Soma in Tawang, Arunachal Pradesh. And I think it's truly apt, as I said, that while all sole members are equal, I think some are more equal than others. And that's Imroz Beg for you. So without further ado, I'd like to give a little bit of hint of the Bhutan drive that he was heading in the Harrier across the borders. And then I'll ask Imroz to take it over from there. Can we have the video, please? Amol, I think there's an audio issue. We can't hear.
Yeah, we're checking on it. We'll try this once more.
Yeah, do you want to try later sometime? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll just move ahead and we'll try it again.
Yeah. Sorry for this, guys. I think we are exploring, as I said. So sorry for that. So I think without further ado, as I said, let me now hand it over to Imroz to actually introduce the other panelists and to take over the session going ahead. Over to you, Imroz.
Yeah, thank you, Nakul, and for the great introduction and the kind words. And this is the first time such kind of platform is used to meet, connect with soul in this way. And as you rightly mentioned, COVID is a tough time, but this is the best way to reconnect, and that's what we are doing. And I would like to introduce the other 4 soul members which will be joining with me today on a video, and rest all you guys are there already seeing us. So first one is Mr. Chandrasekhar Joshi. Second is Ashok Sharma. Third is Rajiv Gupta. And fourth is Jagdish Peswani. So welcome all. I would like to introduce each of them one by one, so you know them better, who they are, what they like. So starting with Mr. Joshi, is something he believes in that you live only once, but if you live right, once is enough. So yeah, that's a great thought. And his music liking is something like Surmai Sham Istarai by Suresh Wadkar. So you know his music taste now. So yeah, getting to know them better. He has been to like a lot of drives himself in different Tata vehicles, like Konkan Experience, the iconic Tawang drive, Rajasthan Thar drive. So the favorite one which he liked was the mountain trail, which is the Tawang drive, and I met him there basically, and that was a great experience to meet him along with his wife, and like very inspiring couple to be honest. At this age, he's so passionate about traveling to places. He's always up there. Like you can see him, he's traveled like miles and like lakhs of kilometers he has driven. And like one of the like longest route he has driven is around 4,500 kilometers, which was from Mumbai to Leh and back to Mumbai, which is like a great experience, I would say. So welcome, sir. Welcome to the Connect with Soul session, and nice seeing you again after a long time.
Thank you, Imroz. Thank you very much. It's definitely a very good idea. Instead of looking back, sitting alone and watching the photographs of where you have traveled, and compared to what we are doing now is looking at each other on a virtual meeting, which gives us a much better pleasure than, like, in a COVID situation that you are in. Now, let me start with the day. Today is 29th of August and it is a National Sports Day. So I think this is one of the best days to start any activity that supports directly, indirectly in any sport that you like. So definitely it's a pleasure to meet. It is pleasure to interact. It is pleasure to share what we have gone through. But I'll give you one more tip, Imroz. Nakul mentioned that you have been I'm having some disturbance. Nakul mentioned that this is your second safari, right? So
yes.
yeah. So I'll tell you, this is my fourth Tata SUV, and the reason I bought 4 is Nakul told me, you buy 4, I'll give you 1 free.
Oh, wow.
So
I'll go for that.
I'm waiting for the 5th free. So, like, I mean, Nakul is a salesman, so he knows what kind of offers he can make, right?
I think I'm having a little bit of memory loss this COVID, but yeah, maybe.
Don't worry, Nakul Saab, we will get your memory back. We all are in queue.
Nakul Saab, memory loss and hair loss are 2 different things. All right. So thank you for introducing Imroz.
जोशी सर, आपको बुढ़ा बता दिया लेकिन इमरोज ने आज at this age कह के.
No, actually that was a compliment because
No, sir, at this age was like.
But I was not knowing about this offer, Joshi sir. Thanks for letting me know कि 4 पे एक free है बोल.
Nakul, you will get more sales now.
That's a great offer.
More SUVs for me.
Okay, the second one, Rajiv, you are there. So let me introduce you. So yeah, probably you start with the quote like, one day your entire life will play in front of your eyes. Make sure to make it worth watching. And that's what you're doing. I think the way you have driven like dozens of cars you have owned, and you have driven like out of the country. But yeah, when you came back to your country, the first one was the Tata SUV, that was Hexa, and you call it Hathi, which is very apt. And like, yes, the longest I think you have driven around 4,000 kilometers, which was Meerut, Delhi, Himachal, Leh, Kashmir, Punjab, that route, which is a great one. So yeah, all in all, I think the last one which you had the iconic drive was the Leh drive, right?
True. I
So
mean, उसके
that,
बाद कुछ किया ही नहीं आप लोगों ने क्या करें?
yeah, so that's when the COVID came. So, so welcome to the Connect session, and looking forward for a great conversation with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Imroz. It's pleasure meeting all of you guys again, like Joshi Saab and Nakul and Ashok Saab, Jagdish Saab. It's always a pleasure to meet the fellow travelers. Like, no matter it's virtual, no matter it's a webinar, but it's always a pleasure. And I hope that you people are keeping your spirits high, like the traveler spirits high. And I'm keeping them high. Like, I drive wherever I can, even till now, wearing the mask and taking all the precautions. So I'm keeping them high. I'm researching on so many other new destinations and waiting for this thing to over and get back on the road. Burn some petrol, diesel, burn some rubber on the road. So looking forward to meeting you people again on the road sometime.
Yeah, sure. And that's a good thought actually. Keep burning that adventure
Fuel.
alive. Yeah. So next one for me to introduce is Mr. Jagdish Iswani, and he is a very like a devotional, spiritual person as an introduction, and he believes like God has plan for everything, and even buying a Tata SUV was God's plan, and which even I believe, and connecting with lovely soulmates was God's plan as well. And he likes to take a lot of local drives, connect with the local soul members. And the last drive he has been to the Thar drive, the Jaisalmer drive, and it is like he has own hexa, and he also called it Hathi, same like Rajiv, and he's driven a lot of different places with his Hathi, and there you go. So welcome, Jagdish sir.
Thanks, Ambrose. Thanks for such a warm welcome. Hi, everyone. Hi, Ashok. Hi, Rajiv. Hi, Shekhar. Hi, Nakul. Hi, Vivek. Hi, everyone. So I think this period, like everyone has been talking about, of doing things new, and that also helped me connect with God in a very nice manner. And for me, this period of Corona is, I don't call it a Corona, but I call it as a Karuna. So that's all, and great to see all of you again.
Same, yeah. Yeah, rightly said. It is actually not a Corona, it's a Karuna. So very true. Lot of
Great thought there.
So the last member, the fourth member, would like to introduce is Mr. Ashok, and he likes to live the life king size, right? And his like music choices are like Bollywood, trance, EDM. So you know him from now a little bit from his music taste, and he has been to the iconic drive, the mountain trail, the weekend drive, the Kurg, which we had a new format, and I met him in mountain trail, which was like great to know him as a person, and uh, his choices, and the way he thinks. And he has driven like a lot other Tata vehicles as well. Like he has own Aria, he has own Safari Diecot, like, and he has some great drives on it, like 3,000 kilometers plus, I think, from Pune to like Mathura via Udaipur, Jaipur, and back. So great experiences everyone, all of us like have with this great Tata SUV like lineup. So welcome Ashok to the Connect with Soul session.
Yeah, Imroz, thanks for welcoming. Nice to see you after 2 years. We have been only seeing digitally on Facebook or something. It is nice to see you. You're getting white strands now.
Yeah.
You're catching up. Age is catching up, huh?
Yeah,
So
so like
remember.
Nakul
he look
mentioned from a boy to a man, so now everybody
Yeah.
was
exactly look like a boy in the Bhutan drive, huh?
Yeah, good. No, it is nice initiative of Tata Motors. This is really good to have like-minded people connect back, cherish the memory that we had. I had my wonderful experience during the mountain trail where I met Joshi ji and Imroz and many more. And Jagdish ji, so हम लोग रोज every weekend drive पे बात किए हैं.
Wow.
That is good.
That's nice.
So yeah, let's see. I'm looking forward. As Rajiv sir said, कि let's burn some more rubber on the road. We're waiting to travel down. इतना बड़ा हाथी लेके रखे हैं, कहीं तो यूज करेंगे.
Absolutely.
नहीं सर, इसी काम के लिए खरीदा है हाथी.
Yes, and one thing, Imroj, you
शान
missed. I
की
think,
सवारी.
yeah, Shan ki savari, exactly. I call my beast. My daughter named it as Invincible Beast for a reason.
Wow.
Like, सब टाटा है, मजबूत है.
Oh, yeah.
So you can take it anywhere, everywhere, and it easily munches out. आपको लगता नहीं कि आप किस पे से जा रहे हो, कौन से रोड से ट्रैवल कर रहे हो. So she called it invincible. She wants to
That's
conquer
very,
everything. I said,
very
चलो
true.
बेटा, let's go. So
Yeah, good you
looking forward for more
reminded.
drives.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And like good you reminded about like the what you call your beast. And I like apologies I missed on that. But
No,
yeah,
no apology.
actually I even to just get to connect to it that even my first safari I named it Optimus Prime. So
Ah,
Oh.
yes,
it is
yes, yes.
something the build quality is like that you feel that
Your
they'll
favorite
just save
word.
you. Yeah.
Your favorite word. You need to say that. People need to hear that from you.
Yeah, more often.
Yes. So like we have so many memories, right, from these past drive. So we have like a little activity where we'll flash this pictures from our past drives or some really like exotic locations where
Wow.
we need to guess like if what these places are basically.
यार इमरोज, यार बच्चे के एग्जाम ऑनलाइन देते देते यार अब
नहीं
यहाँ पे
नहीं,
भी एग्जाम ले रहे हो.
bring it on sir, पुरानी memories.
So let's see
Up.
कितना like याद है how big like explorers we are or memory type. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's bring it on the first one. So what do you guys see on your screen? So can anyone guess? What
Ladakh?
was it?
Of course, Ladakh.
Yeah,
Ladakh.
that was good, Jagdish. This is Ladakh and very fast.
प्राइस क्या मिल रहा है?
Price.
चार गाड़ी के बाद
मेरा 2 हो गया है, 2 बाकी है.
सर
तो
ये फोटो मैंने ली थी.
इसके लिए कोई प्राइस नहीं है because it's a like for you it guys like it should be simple guesses, right? So or probably you can check with Nakul अगर कुछ ऐसा है तो. But yeah, like little bit about like people who not been to this place. It is Dixit Monastery in Ladakh,
Yep.
and it's a major tourist attraction in the
Yeah.
Nubra Valley. And yeah, one of like
Bros.
incredible Buddha statues, which is like 106 feet, and
Oh.
which is just located below the monastery. And yeah,
Ambrose, one
it's a
more thing.
great place.
This is the only.
Yeah.
Ambrose, one more thing. This is the only place you will see the Buddha feet are hanging down. Otherwise, every other
Oh.
Buddha statue, you will have him like, you know, the legs are folded or he is lying down.
Wow.
This is Maitri Buddha is only one place. I took this picture, so I remember it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm not there in the picture.
Oh, no wonder. But thanks for the like information. That was like a great input, and that's how
Yeah.
like now I want to go to it's long pending, so something like really looking forward to. So
Yeah, Imroz, let's plan it for next year, or we'll definitely go down.
sure,
This year,
2020 or 2021, whatever allows us.
Yeah, but Imroz, by your standards, you will be doing a weekend trip, huh?
Yeah, it will be his weekend trip.
Thank you guys. So we'll have like next one. Let's see if you guys can guess that. So next image is this one. Can
Bhutan.
you guys guess?
This is Bhutan.
Okay, it is Bhutan, which is
Right.
great. Yeah, that's half answered. So what do you see the building, right? So you guess the terrain and the mountains, like
The architecture here.
yeah. So okay, I think I need to tell you. So that's
Yeah,
The monastery. It's the monastery in Bhutan. Yeah, the
oh
Zong.
great. Yeah. So it's a Punakha the Zong.
Punakha Disam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is one of the oldest and a beautiful Zong. Like I have been there in my Bhutan trip, and you see
Right.
that bridge. It is like such a beautiful bridge, and you cross over to reach this monastery. and
Hmm.
is mostly made of wood and like very old. It's 600 years old, and it is renovated several times and kept to its duty, like very well painted, very well maintained. Like you see the river flowing there. We had done like the rafting also. So beautiful place. Guys who have not been to Bhutan, wait for the next Bhutan trip
Oh,
to come
yes.
in the iconic drives.
So looking
Must
forward to
go.
that.
Yep.
Looking forward for it.
So let's have the third image and see if people can guess. This is actually a clue.
Run of
RSA.
Kutch.
Yeah,
Ran Utsav.
Absolutely.
Run of Kutch.
you
Absolutely.
you're fast enough, Ashok, to guess
Yeah.
it, like or read it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is Run of Kutch,
Right.
and like as we all know, like one of its kind, the white desert. Don't go by this pic. It is just showing you orange, but yeah, it is a great place to drive. Like you can get lost, right? You can probably drive miles and miles, and you can end up in Pakistan also. So
Yeah.
you have to be
Bajrangi
careful,
Bhaijaan, huh?
right?
Just
So
remembering Pakistan Imroz, in fact, when we had gone to this Thar drive, we were just 30 kilometers away, and we were all shouting that the Soul Army is there, 30 kilometers to enter there.
wow, and so like, how many people you were like in
We
the
were
car?
40 hexas.
Sir, 40
Wow,
hexas are enough to
Wow.
conquer Pakistan, sir.
yeah.
अरे
And
पुलिस आ गई थी यार, सीरियसली बहुत बता रहे हम, राजस्थान पुलिस आ गई थी, आप लोग कहाँ जा रहे हो, आगे जा नहीं सकते हो, हम बोले
no,
ठीक
because
है.
it's a huge convoy. 40 hexas, like really big, like a mission or
Yes.
something. So, and the vehicle looks like a tank, to be
Right.
honest.
It does.
It
It
does.
So
does.
I can understand like the brotherhood experience you would have had with feeling so powerful with 40 hexas running and this great run of Kutch. So amazing experience. Thanks for sharing, Jagdish.
Welcome. There was.
So like, yeah, we'll keep talking about our experiences and yeah, go down the memory lane where probably we would remember. So same time last year, we would have been driving somewhere, right? It's a beautiful season, monsoons, and different part of country. So can you guys connect with something like what would have been ideal or where would you have been? Yeah, Joshi sir, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I'll take it forward from what Jagdish said just now. Is when you are part of Soul, when you have 30, 40 hexas or Tata vehicles going on the road, you feel so proud, you feel so like, so together and like something that you're proud to show off. Going in a group, going in a convoy, going in a direction, and the way people look at you, it is something like, it's beyond explanation that how people look at you. However, I'll share one experience when we were going to Leha. Like, being a little more enthusiastic, I used to take a lead, and you were not part of that team because you're always a sweeper. So you're always in a sweep car. So what happened is that at one uh, village, I had two options. There was a fork, and one road was going down, one was going up. As a usual practice, the road going up goes beyond the village, and the going down, it goes to the village. As like, I asked my wife, and she said, okay, we'll follow what we have done in the past. So we took that road. Luckily, the couple of families in those cars, they followed me as well, seeing my car. And Safari being a little taller, it is visible from distance also. When we drove about 10 kilometers, I realized that this is not the road that everybody is taking, and something is missing. I was getting a little worried. My wife was not. And when we stopped there, and when my other two cars joined us, we realized that we have taken the wrong road, and which is a road going to another village. Now this is where, like, things were getting a little nervous, because we were late. we were getting about an hour before beyond our time. It was late evening. We were on the wrong side of the mountain where the shadow makes you a little more nervous, and your own shadows becoming longer. And since we were quiet, there was a group of people of the villagers sitting there, and they were also looking at it at us suspiciously. Luckily, all the cars were Tata cars, and there was a badge of each car on our car. So eventually we decided whether we should ask these people, whether we should avoid, we will do venture out. But knowing the time that we had in hand, we asked the person who was sitting there, and we explained this is what we are. We are part. And the best thing what we did, that I said we are part of a group. When they realized that if we are lost, some people are going to go looking for us, and they were very nice people. One of the men, he offered his services. He said, we understand. It happens sometimes. We have seen people straying around. So he joined us in one of our cars, and he took us to the junction where all other cars from the same group were waiting. This is something which is it's very scary. You're in a completely different area. You have ventured out.
Yeah,
Where
but
you have
rural area, I mean, you will always find friendly people. I mean, it's always safer in these rural and unbeaten paths.
Exactly. Exactly. They were a couple of factors that went in our favor was we were in a group.
Yeah.
We were in a Tata car. It's a Tata name, right? And secondly, I think they found me a gentleman.
You are.
You look very nice.
You are, sir.
So it helped us. But what lessons I learned was even if you're adventurous, you are making a mistake, take at least 2 people with you. So either your mistake is covered, or you have somebody else to blame too. Secondly, listen to your wife, and don't listen to your wife, but don't blame her.
Don't take directions. Don't take directions. Listen,
absolutely,
but don't take directions.
Absolutely. But it is something that sits in your mind, the fear, the atmosphere, the sun going down. Then then you start calculating, this is the distance, how can I reach there, and other things. But something that really gave me confidence was I was in a group. If I'm lost, somebody is going to find me out. So something that cherish, as I said in the beginning, better than looking at the photographs, sharing this with someone, it's something I'm enjoying it.
Oh yes.
Right, Imroz. I'm sure we had some together.
Yes.
Right.
And thanks for sharing something like what you shared about getting lost, right?
Yeah.
In Leh, and how the entire terrain from a beautiful one in the day can turn scary in the night or in the evening rather.
Yeah.
But yes, if you're in a convoy and people are searching for you, and as Rajiv rightly mentioned, people are friendly in these kind of places. So yeah, you can get out. But yeah, all in all, in terms of being in a Tata car makes you feel you can sleep and lock your car and be safe there. But yes, thanks for sharing that experience, Joshi. And we had our, and I know once in the mountain trail, probably Nakul came back searching where I had a tire cut.
I know. I was going to say that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was going to say that. I saved it for you.
Right. It's a small mention, but yeah, the way everybody feels worried about you. So it brings.
But tell me,
family,
Imroz, what is the real truth? Why did you stay back?
Yeah, because
it definitely was not a flat tire.
No. He wanted to celebrate Soma's birthday that day separately, not with us.
There you are.
Yeah. So you guys guessed it right. You are my soulmates, so you know it how we do it. So you all have that thing. So
and still Nakul came and spoiled it for you, right?
No, he was not able to reach me. He just was able to reach me on my mobile because of the network going on and off. But yeah, it was a great experience.
Right.
Eagle Nest
Yeah.
Sanctuary you were stuck, but great. Anything similar to anyone like
Yeah,
Jagdish
Jagdisha.
or their experiences? Yeah,
Imroz, what happens is like you are the sweep car, and what happens if you are stuck?
yes.
That's the point. Like nobody is looking for you, and nobody is coming back. Like looking for a sweep
Like,
car.
but Rajiv sir, going in convoy, that's
Yeah,
what we remember. There is last car which is called a sweep car.
exactly,
We have to look for him. I mean, that's what. There's
exactly.
a
Always look at the car behind you. Yeah, the rule of the
behind you.
convoy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
In
No.
fact, Imroz, Jagdisha, my experience is
Mhm.
basically, when we talk about the convoy, was Ashok was saying, it's all about, imagine 40 Exas or 40 Tata cars going,
Ah.
everyone else is looking,
Yeah.
Hyundai वाला देख रहा है, बाकी सब देख रहा है, अरे एक दो तीन चार
Oh
खत्म
yes.
नहीं हो रहा है, खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है, खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है.
Right, but
Yeah.
I'm sure like managing such a large convoy, somebody stopping for fueling or like something like someone
Bio break or something. Yeah, that's
yeah.
always there.
So it is a big challenge, and yeah, probably it's a big vehicle to spot also if you get missing on rear view. Like as
Yeah.
Rajiv mentioned, always look out for the car behind you as a rule of convoy. So yeah, something which we have all experienced, and thank you, Joshi sir, for bringing it to us. So now coming like to the preparation thing, right? So how you guys like kind of prepare for it?
Hello,
So like
audible?
Ashok, how you like prepare for your trips in terms of going to say a high pass or something extreme, like when we talk about adventure.
Yeah, when you talk about adventure, it requires a lot of preparation also. Like you first of all study the place where you're going, get some know-how about the place that you're going. Try to speak to the fellow like-minded people who have already visited that place. Try to fetch that information, and accordingly prepare. And then I mean, I ensure I get my vehicle first serviced before the drive. Have it nicely clean. Fill in the basics that are needed, like at least water is there, enough water is there, you have sufficient eatables around, so that if you're stranded somewhere, like said, sometimes we come across such adventures, it is good enough for you to survive there. So that's how I prepare basically. So whenever I go, I ensure I study the place, talk to the fellow colleagues who have friends who have gone there, and and I just get started.
Yeah, actually, you said it right. You have to study the place which you are going, especially in the adventure.
Hello.
No,
Right.
Imroz, you remember when we went for Tabang, how we had that list given to us saying that right
That's right.
from clothings
Yeah.
to as simple as the basic medicines, like what we can carry with us, which people might suffer from motion sickness or altitude sickness, whatever medicine we can carry. So those preparations help, keeps you, it
Yeah.
gets you ready to capture the terrain itself.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
got like a very good prepare kit where all the list, as you mentioned, right from what will be the temperature at what date
Yeah.
on an average basis, that was like very helpful. So again, like so, Rajiv, you have been like I know a lot of desert drives, right? Probably your
Yeah.
experience has been like, or
Yes.
you're probably certified. So any kind of a thought sharing on that, where how you prepare or what
See,
you look forward
what
or
I do
anything?
is I prepare for the worst, like when it comes to the drive in the car. Like honestly, like because desert is an unforgiving place. Like you are lost, you are lost. There is no GPS, there are no roads, no tracks, no posts, no villages. Nobody is going to come to help you. So what few things which we carry is like invariably is a walkie-talkie. Like, and this is a must-have. Like something that has a 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers range. And then we have like our tire inflators, pressure gauges, we have our tow ropes, we have our hydraulic jacks. And in desert, you have something which is a different kind of a jack, which is an off-road jack you mount it on the. So I mean, if you are going for like something like slushy roads or something, or you are going to get into the water streams or something, then you need your scuba intake. So all these preparations, like you have to like sometimes virtually customize your car for that adventure. Sometimes, I mean, most of the days it is sitting like a regular urban car. But when you are going for like such kind of an adventure drive, you have to be like prepared for the worst,
Or
because
yeah.
yeah, convoy is good. If you are in a convoy, somebody definitely will help, and there is a strength in the number.
Yeah.
But sometimes you are in a place where you need to be like really get out, and you need to help others also. Like we helped like during our one of the stretches. totally rocky, no roads whatsoever. It was a water stream, this Beas or which river, and it was like every vehicle was getting stuck. So our convoy was stopped because all other vehicles are stuck over there. So unless we take those vehicles out, our convoy cannot proceed. And that was the time when all this gear comes in handy. Like you help others remove these obstacles, remove other people, move them out of the place, so that your convoy can proceed.
Correct, Rajiv.
Right.
We had a similar experience in Kurg, where we were into
I'm
that
sure.
small, narrow road. I think this photo is from Kurg only, the one that we see on the screen.
Yeah,
We had stuck at one of the corner. It was very slushy. So each and every, be it High, Harrier, Haxa, they all had their spin-off tires.
obviously.
Uh, so all
Slushy
these
road.
gears
Yeah.
came in handy. Yeah.
So, like, yeah,
Ashok,
as you
And
rightly
the,
mentioned,
Ashok,
sorry,
huh,
go
do
ahead.
you change the tire before or after the trip?
I washed it.
He washed.
Before
Paid
and
money.
after, I have a clean wash.
But yeah, sometimes you need to change the avatar of the vehicle, like
My
how it's in the
God.
city, and then you go on
Yeah,
a
yeah.
like adventure drive. But coming to
The,
a
the,
different kind of
the,
experience, like Jagdish, like do you had any kind of a spiritual experience? Because we keep going to these monasteries, like a lot of temples come across because India is full of them.
yeah.
And so, and you are that kind of person, as I mentioned in the introduction. Any kind of a this kind of experience, or even your different kind of experience where you are connecting with the car or with the friends?
Sure. So I think you asked two questions, and I'll quickly reply in the interest of time.
Mhm.
So one is definitely yes. In spiritual experience, when we had gone for the Thar drive, we went to the Tanot Mata Mandir,
Mhm.
and it was an amazing experience. The people who know about Tanot Mata Mandir know that when the Pakistanis had shelled, nothing had happened to the Tanot Mata Mandir. So I think it was quite a divine experience. When we also went for our Mangalore trip, we had gone to Udupi and various other locations, Murudeshwar, which is the second largest Shiva statue. So I always make it a point that we go, and in fact, not only me, it's all our friends. We make it a point that we go for these temple runs, and one request to Nakul also that include, maybe when we are doing Kutch, we can include Dwarka for one day, and have those kind of places. So I think that's one. And a second thing, I think more than anything else, the entire experience to me personally has been of brotherhood. Today I've got friends in all the cities, and it's my personal experience. So when I go to Delhi, I will meet Angad. Unfortunately, he's not here. Angad, Rajesh Wazirani, they would all meet. When I go to Bangalore, Ashok has shifted from Pune to Bangalore. Ashok will make it a point that he's free and he'll meet me in the evening. So मुझे कोई family की कमी नहीं है. I go to Pune, Prashant is there, Prashant Chitte, Abhijit, everyone, we all meet.
The
So the
soul
brotherhood
family.
which is there, yeah, the soul family, and
Yeah.
not only that, in fact, Prashant is here. When his car had got spoiled, I think somewhere near Tirupati, unknown people, Hexa owners went and reached. So, sorry, that's the power of soul community. Wherever you are in India, you face a problem or you need anything, you have the soul brotherhood to count on. So I think that's been a really great experience. And just
I
one more
agree.
thing, talking about the entire drives and everything. I think what soul provides, which is the off-roading experience, I think that's the best thing. You
Yeah.
have a car which would help you pull out of the car if it gets stuck. And off-roading is something which is the element of the time.
Very correctly mentioned, like temples. Yeah, we can include something like Kutch, Dwarka. Great, thought on that, because if we keep going to Kutch, and that's a very regular drive, but adding more to it would really help. And brotherhood, yeah, you don't, like you said, we don't need a family. The family is everywhere. The
Yeah.
soul family, right? You know now people across India, and when you get connected, like. So I know someone in Bangalore, in Delhi, in Gujarat, and like in Odisha or in the south. So it is like a good brotherhood, I would say, which through Soul has been formed, and we all enjoy that family and get to know. Like I was knowing Shekhar and Ashok before this call, and now I know Rajiv and you, right?
Yeah.
So it is something like we really cherish. So great, guys.
Imros, now we know people in Arunachal Pradesh also.
Yes.
Yeah, we have contacts in Tawang.
Right.
Right. So like knowing the place, absolutely, Ashok, you mentioned like knowing the place, people, culture, food, everything. So
Yeah.
many connections you make. It's not just our community, you connect this whole community with the other place, right? So great experience in terms of what all we shared. And I think, as Jagdish mentioned, in interest of time, we have to move forward, which will be the next like session where we want to open this for our viewers or the other soulmates which are like watching us, so like or listening to us for so many times, like almost an hour now, and we are kind of overrunning it. So quickly, we'll have a quiz where people and we open it for the winners, and the winner gets a special gift from Tata Motors. And the quiz will be like the winners will be announced here only at the end. And so everyone get ready. We are like getting to begin this whole quiz up. So this is the first question on the screen. So Munnar is situated in which state? So you can put your answers quickly on the chat box, and we'll take the data from there. And end of it, we'll announce it, the winner. So quickly, guys, Munnar is situated in which state? I think it's pretty much like an easy guess. So I'll not waste much time, and it's a fastest finger first kind of thing. So moving on to the second question. Uh, let's bring it on the screen. I'm sure a lot of people would have already answered the first one. So the second is, which city is also called as the Golden City? So is it Jaipur, Jalandhar, Jaisalmer, right? So these three options you can reply in like Q2, ABC, like whatever is the.
Somebody is still typing Kerala.
Yeah, if you can answer Kerala for this. If the
No, but actually, what you saw in the news, even the Kerala is a golden city now,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
like, so you can answer it.
Gold,
So
gold with diamond inside it.
Out of syllabus hai, lekin chalega.
chalega, right? It's like we can debate on it on the next webinar, right? So again, like quickly bringing the third question, where which is the second, oh, sorry, not second, the highest motorable pass in the world? So Tangla, Khardungla, or Zozila? So again, like Joshi sir, this can be also disputable, but that's why मैं automatically मेरे मुंह से second निकल गया. But that is fine.
I've been to all the three. Khardungla is the highest.
Why did you feel high?
No, but you cannot just say it. You have to put it on the
feel
chat
high
box.
at the planes as well.
That's what I said.
But I think pretty much this is also an easy guess. People would have, I'm sure, replied with hundreds of correct answers. So moving quickly to the fourth one. In which country Tiger's Nest is situated, right? And this is like, yes, a very beautiful place, the Tiger's Nest, if you know. So quickly answer it. It's an international destination. What do you see? Like Bhutan, Indonesia, Malaysia. So yeah, and I think that was the last one. So 4 questions basically.
We just got warmed up, Imroz. We just got warmed up. My fingers.
You were that fast. Okay, so we'll announce the winner quickly. So basically, for the first one, the winner is Pulkit Prabhav. So the first question was the Munnar. The answer was Kerala, and it's a beautiful destination. We all know it's a hill station. And I'm just running this quickly. The second one is Smita Kolte, which was the golden city of India. That was Jaisalmer, and it stands on the yellowish sandstone. That's why it is called like the golden city. And the third one, the highest motorable route in the world. The winner is Rajat Singh, and congratulations. It is like, yes, Khardungla Pass. You like guessed it right. Rajiv mentioned. And the fourth one and the last one, where is the Tiger's Nest? And the answer is Bhutan. and the winner is Harshad Dre Draw. So you will soon receive the like your gifts, or like Tata Motors will manage to like reach you out and get your address and whatever they want to ship. If it's a car, you can pick it from the dealership. So let's see. That's, we want to keep it like
फॉल्स होप मत दिला यार इम्रोज.
सर चार पांच क्वेश्चन और पूछ लो सर, एक तो लगेगा.
Actually, KBC खेलना चाहिए. Top prize is the car. Then see the participants.
I'm sure like that will happen soon. So the way things are going. So now coming back, like now we have been asking questions to each other, chatting. Now again we asked it to the larger audience, the other soulmates. Now we want to take the questions from them, right? So we open our lines, or like they can put it in the chat where they can ask us questions. So, and we all four panelists and five people here including me, we can answer that, right? So we are opening our lines for the audience on the call, on the webinar, where they can ask us any questions, right? They can like tell us and ask us anything what they want to know from us. So guys, go ahead. We'll just open it for short duration because we have already run out on the time. So uh, let me see what people are asking here. Okay, so the first question I got is from the person called Maninder, and it is, I think I need to direct it to the TML guys, Nakul. So he says, so my concern is my Safari, which will not be drivable after 2025. Worried what I will drive. So Nakul, that's a question for you. After
buy another SUV from Tata.
So,
I have one suggestion.
Yeah.
He can follow my suit. In another 5 years, he can buy 3 more cars, and he gets one free.
No, but that's an offer. So what I think what people are looking here is people are not finding Safari replaceable, and they are too attached to it. And we know it's a different fighter. It's a legend in terms of a vehicle. So Nakul, if you want to throw some light on that, like what?
Yeah, I think Shekhar sir is trying to remind me again and again of his free SUV.
Yeah, see Nakul sir, we told you we'll bring back your memories.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I think, yeah, this is definitely with a heavy heart, all you Safari owners, I think, I mean, we had to face Safari out. It has its own life. It had its own share in Tata Motors history. And I mean, unfortunate, I mean, we don't have it right now in our portfolio. Let's see what the future has in store. But yeah, as somebody said, I mean, we'll definitely have a number of SUVs lined up. And I'm sure you'll have something which you'll find the right replacement for the beast like a Safari 20-25 years down the line. So yeah, thank you for the love shown in Safari, but we will make sure you have another love by the time it's time for you to replace the Safari.
Yeah, I think everybody is waiting for the big brother like Sierra, as people show in auto show. I think the only vehicle can replace or probably can relate is Sierra.
Yeah, yes.
Version.
Yeah, I would love to have the Sierra, yes.
Yeah, so there you go.
So, see Nakul sir, you're getting the bookings, advance booking now only. Book offers are on.
Yeah, because I can relate to this question because I myself drive a Safari, though it's a new one now, but people driving for like decades probably have that question. So we'll take quickly the second one. That's from Pulkit, and probably you guys can answer it. So you guys are like a Hexa owner, and they say like, so Pulkit is saying, my concern is with the Hexa slush roads. Does it need like special tires or any particular PSI level? Like his is just spinning it off. So guys, any advices? Ashok, you want to tell something?
No, see, I haven't tried in heavy slush the Hexa, but yeah, I think we need to really check that what condition or what type of slush level he was driving through. because of which it's pinned off. But I think the manual 4x4 which comes the manual Safari, which is sorry Hexa, should be able to manage that. But it varies.
See,
Generally,
yeah,
follow
so
the
low tire pressure always give you additional traction, and
traction.
light
Yeah,
road need traction. So what you have to do is make sure you are in 4x4 mode
Mhm.
yeah,
and avoid any quick acceleration.
yeah.
The
Sudden, yeah, quick.
usually whenever your car is stuck, people, the mistake they make is they try to accelerate too fast, and you
Mhm.
don't get the enough traction in that process. And eventually the tire that is having the traction moves, the other tire stays still, and the vehicle ends up in spinning. So that's how it happens. Make sure that you are in 4x4 mode. Make sure you have reduced your pressure from the normal to something like 18 or 16, or maybe like in an emergency situation to 14. And eventually like give a gradual acceleration and see that, if you are getting the traction.
Yeah, you need to get a small jerk sort of thing, and then it pulls off
Absolutely,
with the low
absolutely, yeah.
tire pressure. Yeah.
Okay,
Or
thanks
else
for that. Great.
you
Yeah.
know Nakul, no, not Nakul, sorry, Imroz,
Mhm.
other thing that we tried, one of the drive was that we use the in such scenario the way that spare tire is, there is a cover which is given by Tata.
Mhm.
Take that out, put it below the tire, and it
Mhm.
will help you sail out.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, there you go. Like a jugaad, which is very workable. So
Yeah.
okay, so I'll quickly take a few like last questions. So I think this is more again for the Tata Motors, probably as a feedback for the soul. I say he stays from Swaroop, BJ. He says I stay in the region of Bangalore, and I see that not enough drives are arranged in this region. So please arrange some drives at Bangalore region. We are very much eager to participate. So,
Call me. I'm in Bangalore. Call me anytime.
so I think it's yeah, from the soul. I think they are looking forward as a. I think locally they are very active. That's what I see.
Yeah, so just to give you a sense, I think, I mean, Bangalore, I think we do the highest number of drives, if I may say so, in and around Bangalore. So we did Munnar, we did Coorg, then even Thirangamadi, when we went last year, we had participants coming all the way from Bangalore to participate in that. Even I think 2018, if I'm not mistaken, we went all the way down to Tranquebar, uh, which was a long drive, and there also we had a lot of participants from Bangalore. This year also we had quite a strong lineup, and I believe Bangalore is definitely one of our strongest bases. So yes, let things open up. We'll have a number of drives to happen. Also, as Rajiv was mentioning, I think we are quite keen now that the Soul members in the respective cities kind of start owning the mantle, organizing the drives, and we kind of support at the back end. So I think you will hear from us on that as well once things open up. So once we kind of help you build a community, then it can kind of run on an autopilot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
we have couple of people, like, we before the of course before the corona, we used to go to like weekend trips to Yerkad and stuff, places like that, like, Pondicherry. And so we do, it's not like Tata organized trips, but these are our own self-organized trips, short excursions that we do. So I mean, just ping us anytime and we'll let you know, like, whenever the next one is coming up.
Yes. So I think I'll just take the last question, which is from Amrish, and that's for again, I think it'll be for Nakul, because he's asking that my question to Soul or the management are like, are there any future international drives planned, like Bhutan? So if we're which other countries and all, but then yeah, if are we coming with the next international or like even Bhutan
Yes,
again?
yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think the idea was to have one international drive this year as well, but Corona had other plans for us. But yes, please share in the chat bot or separately reach out to us on soul@tatamotors.com and let us know where you will want us to plan. And we'll be more than happy to make it happen. See, the only constraint, I mean, because we are in a smaller group, the only constraint that we kind of sometimes face is international drives are slightly longer. Bhutan is still possible. Bhutan and maybe Nepal you can cover in a week, 10 days. But we were earlier planning something like a drive all the way down to Bangkok. But then we did a quick dipstick with customers and they said it's going to be pretty long. It's almost 20, 25 days to drive down and then come back. So in their busy schedules, I think we didn't kind of get a quorum to be able to organize such a drive. But yes, I think the international drives will continue. You share with us suggestions where you want us to plan, and we'll definitely try our level best.
Yeah,
So,
thanks, Nakul.
Amrish, thanks for your mention, but you please type out the location also that you want us to plan, and we'll try and make it happen for you.
Yeah, thanks, Nakul, for answering that with yes.
There is a
Yeah.
Thailand trip question as well.
Yes, yes. I think Pulkit is dying to be in Thailand, so let's see.
Yeah, so like obviously this will go forever in terms of the soul experience, right? So we'll keep going to countries. So
Yeah.
Yes.
the last year it was Bhutan. So
We
yeah,
were planning something like Bangalore to Singapore via Myanmar, Malaysia, Thailand. So it's a good 7,000 one way, 14,000 kilometers, 28 days journey. So I mean, we'll offer it to Tata, this whole thing.
yes. So probably as like it was an experiment with the first country being Bhutan, we can add like a 2 country, 3 country and take it to Singapore, which will be a great one. So I think before I hand over to Nakul, because I'm pretty much done here and in the interest of time as well, because we have shooted beyond 1 hour. So thanks everyone for joining, and especially the like participants or the soulmates, I would like to call them, the 4 here and like hundreds of them, which were very interactive through our quizzes, through our Q&As. So thanks a lot. And I hope you enjoyed like I did. And thanks, Nakul, for giving this opportunity to me being host, because I love connecting with soul in any which way. So back to you, Nakul. Thanks again.
Thank you, Bros. Thank you to all the 4 participants and the other ones who joined. I think it was goosebumps for me at least. Just seeing all of you having gone for drives with you and just hearing some of the stories. I think really, really cherished moments, and really can't wait for this nuisance to get over so that we can get on with life and get on to the road. I'm sure things will turn out for the better.
Yep.
And thank you all the participants, I think, for
Thanks,
joining us and us, motivating all the panelists who were sharing their experiences. I think the love for each other is what keeps us going. And we'll continue to have new and interesting topics to cover. Now, what you see on the slides is something that we are planning next, and we'll communicate the dates to you shortly. So what we've done is we've tied up with Taj Safaris, which is obviously a part of the Tata Group through the Taj Hotels. And we will be covering the ruler's life, as they call it. We will be covering the jungles of Madhya Pradesh, where we had gone for the iconic jungle trail in 2017, the jungles of MP, Kanha, Bandhavgarh, Pench. As part of the association with them, we'll get Mr. Karthikeya Sen, who is an expert naturalist from Taj Safaris, joining us and sharing his experiences and his stories about the tigers in that part of the world. Tigers, as all we know, I mean, from being very curious cubs to the extreme ferocious conquers that they grow up to, they really draw much from the jungle. But very little people, lesser people know that they actually give back to the jungles as well. And with Mr. Karthikeya, we'll be covering their journey, covering the origins of the tiger in those years, the wonder years, the hunting, how they acquire territories is going to be something very, very interesting. He's put down multiple number of images in which he's going to help share his experiences of the journey of the tiger in that part of the country. So we are really looking forward to listening to him, and we'll be more than happy to see more and more Soul members joining this platform for the next webinar, the next Connect with Soul session, so that we can all, at least sitting from our in our houses, explore India and explore the nature and the beauty that it all has to offer. So looking forward to all of you joining for that session as well. We'll be sharing details over mails, SMS, all the social media platforms that we really do. Keep in touch, stay safe, and let's hope we can get back to life the way we want it to be as soon as possible.
Inshallah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Imran
Thank you.
sir, next trip with you, huh? I mean, all said and done.
Yeah, anytime.
I missed that. Yeah, now I know that I missed a good co-traveler, like, in the past travels.
Same here, Rajiv. Would love to go with the drive with you. And like, yeah, anyone, like soul members are all equal. And
All equal, indeed.
yeah, would
Yes.
love to go
Some
a
are
drive
more
with you.
equal,
Sure.
some are more equal.
More equal.
And I am
More.
more equal when it comes to discounting, talk to me. Thank you guys. It was fun. It
Pleasure,
was great
always.
catching up.
Yeah, it was pleasure
Thanks
meeting
a
you
lot.
all.
Nakul sir, thank you very much.
Nakul, Jagdish sir,
Prerna,
namaskar.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good
Ashok
Same,
job.
sir,
here. Bye,
Shekhar sir,
bye.
Thank
Imran sir.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Good night.
everyone, for
Take care,
making this
guys.
happen.
Good night.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
So, thank you.
Thanks, guys. It was great fun. In Akul, the video didn't get fixed. The music part.
Yeah, I don't know why the music wasn't working. The
Hmm.
video was running fine. I think there was a dry run also. That time it was working.
It looked.
We want to try again and let's see the video. I want to see the video.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm still on. Try it on.
Yeah. So I don't know, Mahika, if you're there, you want to try putting the video on again?
We'll try,
Yes,
Nakul.
just a second. Give me a second.
We're trying.
Yeah. Actually, that the Zong, no, the image which was put up, I've not been to Bhutan with the Seoul team, but that was in college 2004. I had gone to Bhutan and I had memories of that. So really wonderful memories from that time.
Right.
Bhutan.
In
Beautiful
fact,
country.
in the Bhutan drive, you were seeing that river. We had a whole picnic kind of a lunch after the visit to the zone. So everybody was like really like in that zone of meditation and peace and calm. And then after that lunch next to the river was really people enjoyed it.
Yes, yes. I think it's a. I think uh, the air is different. You go to Ladakh, you go to Bhutan and Arunachal. All of them have a different feel to it. But Bhutan, the vibes are very, very different. So I think that really has a
Yeah,
huge impact.
the overall air is very different. The moment you enter, the feel is is very different. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think you, at least, I mean, what memories I have 15 years back, you can notice the inner happiness that people have and the way they're carrying themselves. Absolutely no tension. Everybody is so chilled out, and
Absolutely.
that's really living life king size that they do.
Yeah, true thing. Once it's the same. Once you're in Dehradun and you go up to McLeodganj, once you
Hmm.
reach the monastery there, the overall vibe is so different. The air kind of uh, pumps in your brain to a different level altogether. You feel so much peace. The same is with
Yeah.
Bhutan. Recently, I went to Nepal, but that was a bike trip on the
Hmm.
on the Royal Enfield. But there
Uh-huh.
again, it was a different feel altogether. Absolutely different.
Mm.
Marvelous.
Yes, 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 yes.
Two things.
Kampe, where are you based, Gurdeep?
I'm at Mumbai,
At Mumbai. Oh, arey, great, wonderful. Where in Mumbai?
Andheri.
Arey, wonderful. Very close to our office, and I'm in Chandivali, so not far at all.
Okay, okay. Where in Chandivali? Which
Raheja,
building?
Raheja Vihar.
Oh, wow. Just like very close. There it was.
Such a lovely country. We have been, just been amazed with every single moment. From Siliguri, then we went to a lot of cities in Bhutan, Shilling, Paro, Punakha, the capital Thimphu. It was amazing.
Bhutan is such a beautiful place, and because of Seoul, I can make this possible to travel with my loved ones.
International Harrier, Bhutan. So it all sums it up. Here we get automatically uploaded
opportunity to meet people who share your passion, like for traveling and driving.
All different places, all different vehicles. Now we call it like a brotherhood. So it becomes a good community, soul, where you can actually be together and get connected. This is my second soul ride. This particular ride is very special because the memory is created with my family and soul members right from the day one. People part is always very important, right? Brotherhood to start with because you're all Tata SUV owners. Also, I would definitely recommend my friends to go to Bhutan. This is my first experience out of the country, and it was really amazing. Everything is organized properly.
Good memories, huh?
Yeah.
It feels like it's time to go out. One plus it's raining so well today over here, so you all the more feel like being out.
Yes, yes, yes. I think I have never enjoyed the Bombay rain so much as I have this time. Just sit working by the window and
Mm.
shutting the window down, then opening it up and again. I think it's beautiful experience.
We've seen this kind of rain after I think a lot of after many years. I guess the lockdown has its effect on the environment. It's good.
No, I think it's, I mean, it must have been raining like this. Maybe my view is that we never had a chance to appreciate it. We were just so busy running around.
Yes,
So, yeah,
undoubtedly, we get that few-hour drive to really enjoy that and, and nourish that period once we're
yes.
out of Mumbai. But great, yeah. It was good to connect with all of you guys. And this video was good. The audio was low, on the lower side, but it feels nice. Great.
Yeah,
We look forward to such more sessions here and meet more often now. Once
Thank
sure,
this
you.
video
sure,
is done.
sure.
Right.
Thank you so much, Gurdeep. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone, once again.
Stay
Thank you.
safe, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
यहाँ से करें.
All right, everyone. I think we will call it a good soul session now. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.